A heartbreaking chapter unfolds in the ongoing conflict between Israel and Hamas, as the bodies of two hostages, claimed by Hamas to be from Gaza, have been received by Israel. This development has sparked intense emotions and raised crucial questions. The Israeli Prime Minister's office confirmed that the remains, transferred through the Red Cross, are now in Israel and will undergo formal identification. Hamas had earlier stated that these bodies were recovered in Palestinian territory on Saturday. But here's where it gets controversial. The delay in returning all the hostage bodies has caused an uproar in Israel. The ceasefire deal, agreed upon last week, explicitly stated that all hostages, living or dead, should be released from Gaza. Hamas, however, argues that finding the remaining bodies under the rubble has been a challenging task. In response, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office has ordered the Rafah border crossing, a vital route for Palestinians seeking medical assistance or returning home, to remain closed until further notice. The reopening, they say, depends on the return of the final hostage remains and the full implementation of the ceasefire agreement. The IDF has emphasized that Hamas must uphold the agreement and take the necessary steps to return all the hostages. But the US has downplayed the delay, with President Donald Trump claiming the ceasefire deal as a significant victory during his recent visit to Israel and Egypt. The text of the deal remains undisclosed, but a leaked version suggests that it accounted for the possibility of not all bodies being immediately accessible. Hamas blamed Israel for making the recovery process difficult, citing airstrikes that have reduced many buildings to rubble, and Israel's restriction on heavy machinery entering Gaza. UN humanitarian chief Tom Fletcher described the Gaza Strip as a wasteland, with people desperately searching through the rubble for bodies and trying to locate their homes, many of which are now flattened. As part of the US-brokered ceasefire, Hamas also returned all 20 living hostages to Israel. The Israel Defense Forces, IDF, confirmed the identity of the 10th deceased hostage, Eliyahu Margalit, whose body was recovered from the Nir Oz kibbutz after he was killed on October 7, 2023. In exchange, Israel released 250 Palestinian prisoners and 1,718 detainees from Gaza. However, the conflict continues to claim lives, with 11 members of a Palestinian family killed by an Israeli tank shell on Saturday, according to the Hamas-run Civil Defense Ministry. The Israeli military claims soldiers fired at a suspicious vehicle that crossed the yellow line, demarcating the area still occupied by Israeli forces in Gaza. The absence of physical markers and unclear coordinates of the incident have left many questions unanswered. The Israeli military's campaign in Gaza was launched in response to the October 7, 2023 attack, in which Hamas-led gunmen killed approximately 1,200 people and took 251 hostages in southern Israel. Since then, at least 68,000 people have been killed by Israeli attacks in Gaza, according to the Hamas-run Health Ministry, whose figures are considered reliable by the UN. In September, a UN Commission of Inquiry accused Israel of committing genocide against Palestinians in Gaza. Israel vehemently rejected the report as distorted and false. This ongoing conflict raises complex ethical and political questions. What are your thoughts on the ceasefire deal and its implementation? Do you think the delay in returning the hostage bodies constitutes a breach of the agreement? Share your insights and opinions in the comments below.